Welcome back, and today I've got my first podcast, and I've got a very special guest for it. He's the 2019 NBL 1 South MVP and the 2024 Defensive Player of the Year, Demarcus Gatlin. I'll show you some of his highlights right now.
It's the contact and the finish. Demarcus Gatlin gets his first of the night.
Rosendale looks to drive, kicks out, steal by Herbert, kicks ahead to Gatlin. He'll look attack here. Makes that with the and one. It's a local now, isn't he, Gatlin? As he gets a steal there. Let's see if he gets back up top. It's a safety jam. 2 hands for 2.
Gatlin now with the steal. It's showtime here in Geelong. 3 dunks inside a minute.
Straight inside Odyssey, strong wall there. Great defense, Forsyth come across with the block. Talbot's going to kick ahead. We might see another one. As Gatlin just rolls that one off the finger and it put himself to 13 points.
Brother of Opal, who was in the women's game just before. Demarcus Gatlin came up with the steal. And not for the first time tonight, a slam to finish. Gatlin not slowing up either. He's got the steal again. And the layup to finish. Demarcus Gatlin has 5 steals, and we're in the first half still.
Here we got Demarcus Gatlin. He plays for the Geelong United team, and I'm going to interview him. So, Demarcus, what inspired you to first play basketball?
I just love playing basketball with my friends, just getting outside, being competitive. And I thought it was a great way to keep me out of trouble. My dad also played professional basketball, so I think it has something to do with that as well.
Who did your dad play for?
He played for the Spurs, the Raptors, the Bucks, and the Pistons.
What are the weaknesses that you want to improve on in the off-season?
Yeah, I definitely want to improve my three-point percentage. I want to make that my first line of attack on offense. It's just to be able to be confident, shoot the ball from 3, and then that will open up everything else for my game.
Yeah. You won the Defensive Player in 2024. What's your mindset and pride to defend the opposition's best player?
I think it's just the attitude. I just don't want to be scored on. And I feel like me being the leader of my team, hopefully that rubs off to the rest of my guys and everybody else carries that same attitude.
Yeah. What is the worst sporting performance you've had, and how did you reflect and keep hopeful to overcome the challenge?
So one of my biggest achievements was winning the state championship in high school, which is a really, really big deal, especially in Texas. And in that game, that season, I was hoping to get scholarships and go to college. And I remember playing that state championship game and I had 2 points and I beat myself up about it so much to where I didn't really get to enjoy and celebrate the win. That was probably my worst performance, but what made me stay focused was just knowing that everybody has bad games. And I was able to bounce back from it. So,
what does your nutrition plan look like when you're preparing for a season?
So I don't have a really strict diet. I just try to make sure that I drink a lot of water and stay away from fast food. So it's not very strict. I think I'm still at an age to where I don't have to watch too much of what I eat. But I definitely want to make sure I stay hydrated.
Yeah. What is the most valuable lesson you've learned from a teammate, and did you take the advice on board?
Yeah, so I'm now the oldest person on my team. So when I very first got here, I played with a lot of veterans. And they just told me that it goes by fast and to stay in the moment. And I'm starting to realize, I'm at the tail end of my career, so I'll probably play another year or 2 years and just stay in the moment.
How do you surround yourself with the right people to stay positive?
So this is a tricky one. So I had moments where I kind of lost a little bit of confidence and I was doubting myself. And anybody who gave me negative energy, I would try to just stay away from them or just block it out. But I think it's all about how you handle constructive criticism. Like you can use it as a fuel to your fire to motivate you, or you can let it be a roadblock. So now I kind of welcome the negative energy and I just look myself in the mirror and say, okay, are these things that I really need to improve on? And if they are, you take the criticism and then you improve on them.
Yeah. What is your favorite quote or advice you've received from a coach, teammate, or family member that improved your perspective on basketball?
I think one thing that I learned in college from one of my professors was people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So it doesn't matter. If I'm training you, I can give you a bunch of drills to do, but until you know that I actually care about you as a person, it probably won't matter as much. So that's probably the best advice that I've received.
What motivates you to keep on training?
Just trying to have a competitive edge on anybody that I play against. Like, as we're doing this interview right now, it's a kid named Malik. He's down here shooting. And that's somebody who's ultimately a young player coming in, trying to take some of my minutes. So, little things like that I use to motivate me and to stay sharp.
How do you prepare for the physicality of a tough game and season?
You do the work before and you just trust the work. So, you prepare. In the off season, you get your shots up, you get in the weight room, you make sure you're doing stuff like stretching and things like that. And during the season, you need to make sure that you do your maintenance work. So whether that's going to the gym and doing little lifts to keep everything nice and tight and strengthen everything up. And then you just kind of let that muscle memory take over in the course of the game.
What is the hardest thing that you don't experience in college that you have experienced in 9 years of NBL 1?
I think one thing that a lot of people forget sometimes is that I'm out here alone. So in college, I had friends that I could relate to. I was pretty close to home, so I can drive back home. I'm a 17-hour flight away from home. So not being able to see my mom, not being able to see my friends, my grandma, my son, it makes things tricky, and sometimes you feel a little isolated.
How do you reflect on past performances to make yourself better in different situations?
So the biggest thing that I do is I watch a lot of film. So if I watch film and I see how a team is guarding me and I know we're going to play them again and they're going to have the same game plan, I'll try to figure out where my shots will come from. And then I spend that week going into the game working on those shots. So that's how I prepare.
How do you think the impact you've made on Geelong basketball will last in the future?
From an import perspective, I hope that I show other Americans that you can come out here, make an impact in the community, and stick to one team. And I'm hoping for the kids that I was able to be a positive light, and a mentor for kids around the community. So that's what I'm hoping.
How do you think basketball has changed in Geelong over the years?
It's changed a lot. Like I said, when I very first got out here, I was the youngest person on the team, one of the youngest people on the team, and now I'm the oldest. And we've had coaching changes. The VJBL pathway is completely different. The culture is a bit different because we lost a lot of veteran presence in our locker room. So the biggest thing that I try to do as a veteran is just to pass the torch, try to keep whatever culture that we have going and alive. But it's definitely changed.
Who was your favourite player growing up and the person who you modelled your skill set on?
I don't think I really modeled my skill set on anybody in particular. But my favorite player of all time, like growing up, was Tracy McGrady. And now it's kind of switched a little bit towards LeBron James. I just like the way that they play. They can score, but they also make the right play for their team.
How do you think you've developed playing in the NBL 1?
I think my development in the NBL 1 has been mostly leadership qualities. I used to go back and I used to watch my film when I very first got out here. And I think I used to play with like my heart on my sleeve a little bit. So like my teammates made a mistake, my body language would drop, my body language was bad. And I think I was a little bit of an energy taker for my team by doing that. And also when you're doing that, you don't provide confidence with your teammates. So the biggest thing now is if they make a mistake or if I make a mistake, it's just to be upbeat, and stay positive so that, we're going to make mistakes, but I want them to stay positive so that they know that the next time the ball comes to them, it might go in or they're going to make the right play. And I think that's huge for a team trying to win a championship.
If you could relive a moment in your basketball career, what would that moment be and why?
Probably go back to that state championship game and just, even if I still had a bad game, just enjoy the moment. Like we won a championship and it was a big deal. And I was so caught up in being a little bit selfish and not playing well personally, that I don't think that I got to enjoy the moment fully.
And I got one more question for
Yeah.
you. What's it like getting scared by Jazz Shelley?
It wasn't that bad, but yeah, she definitely got me. Yeah. She does it. Oh my gosh, I wasn't that scared. It was a good scare though. So I was actually fixing a shooting machine, and they came out with a big trash bag full of basketballs, and it was like, "Hey, Demarcus, can you come grab this other bag of basketballs for us?" So I just went down there reaching, not thinking anything of it, and yeah, she got me pretty good. Yeah. So
Thanks for coming on, Demarcus. I appreciate it.
no problem. Great job. Thank you.